It's been a while. I'm very happy to be with you again. My testimony is about a crisis that happened to me in 2000, so that's 15 years ago. And I prayed to God a long time ago, so it was already erased in my heart and in my mind. The wound that it inflicted to me, I prayed to God that He would erase them all, and He did. So now I am a hard time recalling it. But during those times, I was really crying every night. But I didn't show that to my children because they knew me as a very strong person, because I was the dad and the mom in the family. So here's the story. It was my last term in the graduate studies, and I wanted to do a good project for my hometown. And I was walking in the hallway towards the dean's office, and I met this lady whom I knew was from our hometown, Santa Maria, Bulacan. And she was taking master's in public administration, and I was finishing my MBA. It was her first term, and I told her, we introduced ourselves, and then I told her that I want to make a good project as a legacy to our town. And she asked me, what's that, and so on and so forth, and until we come up to a meeting, because she liked it. And she even told me that she was a representative of the municipal government of Santa Maria to Canada, like almost 8 or 9 months ago. And I said, good, good. That will be our foundational background when I write the grant. Because she didn't know everything about it, and I told her that I'm going to teach you. I'm going to collaborate with you, because I want to help the SMEs, the small and medium entrepreneurs of Santa Maria, because they were all in the verge of bankruptcy. Most of my clients in my management consultancy, I had a small firm. It's called Eva Mateo, so it's EMAT Management Consultancy, aside from my teaching, because you know, as a mom and dad of 5 kids, you have to exert and maximize all my skills and efforts and time. So, in short, we collaborated, and I was working with her 2 to 3 days a week from November to January, and the last revision was mine. After I taught her everything and I did the budget and most of the financial feasibility study of the grant proposal, it was finally approved. I knew it because Marlene Tablizo, I wouldn't mention the name of that lady whom I work with, but Marlene Tablizo was a Filipina who is a contractual worker at the Canadian Embassy, and she's the head of the screening committee. And I was collaborating with her, which in turn, after all these hula hoops, she became my staff when I was sent by our university to Humphreys College in Stockton for 6 months. So everything, I discovered everything. Now, when it was ready and approved, I was waiting. I prepared my gala attire for contract signing. And then, to my dismay and frustration, I saw a newsletter of the municipal council. There was a picture of the contract signing between the lady mayor and the Canadian ambassador, and Marlene Tablizo was at the side, on the side or beside of the Canadian ambassador, and this lady whom I collaborated with was beside the lady mayor. I don't mind where I stand or where, but I want to witness it because I want to confess that I wanted to get the highest grade in my MBA, and it's flat. I don't know what you, but I would like to say it's flat. And in the comprehensive exam, I want to finish it with flying colors, but I didn't get the high pass. I just passed it because the statistics part was open book. I didn't bring my book because I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning to finish and review everything about the project proposal for grant. And so I slept like maybe 2 hours, went to the university, took my comprehensive exam, and then ran to the Canadian Embassy, and I finished my task. Then I was waiting, and so I was so really depressed why it happened. And then I had a chance to talk to this lady, and she said that the lady mayor didn't want an outsider to be part of the project. To my mind, I know, because I'm an economist, I know what are the problems, problems in the Philippines. Why? I said, I know they're not ready for diversity, but don't you realize that it's better to have a private sector in the project because you're dealing with the private sectors? You are just well-versed in government plans and projects, but not the hearts and minds of these people in the community. Well, I cannot say, and I cannot do anything, but I said, did you tell her that I did a project and I spent my own money with you? You went with me to the Canadian Embassy and I taught you everything, but you're spending the money. You're getting allowances from the government, but I'm spending my own money. Well, it's to no avail. And then the truth is, when I made the budget, I put only $250 for me as the project coordinator. She would be the project manager, but I would be feeding her what to do. And so it's gone. But she put me on the first 3 months of the project that would run for 6 months. We got a $1 million grant from CIDA, it's Canadian International Development Agency. And my goal is to unite and bind all the SMEs that were lured by the loan sharks and very exorbitant interest rate from banks. And they're losing their properties because they put them in mortgage as a collateral. And so when I was doing the project with them, I was just monitoring her. She couldn't look at me. And I became popular, but I was just silent. I am not airing my grudges. I just did my part, and I pray to God that justice will prevail. I just want the truth, but it's the people, some like 100 people who voted for me after the 3-month workshop. Because when we had the workshop, especially the financial statements preparation, there was a contest and I was always first to finish, and then after that I will go around and help them. And I got a Hall of Fame award for being always first to finish the cash flow, income statement, balance sheet, and some other things like budgeting. And so I was elected as EVP, External Vice President. I did not decline first, and when I was about to speak, that's the time that I declined. And I saw her face that she was relieved. She didn't want me to be involved in this, I know, but to my mind also, I don't want to be involved in this because I know the original plan will not come true. There's already corruption and everything in there because I discovered that there are some bloated financial reportings to the CIDA or the Canadian Embassy. So maybe I asked God, or I examined myself. Did I ask God to bless me? Well, I was still a Catholic then, and I don't read the Gospels in the Bible. I just read the Psalms, but now I know how to read the Bible because Kenny was my first teacher. When I met Kenny, that's how important Kenny is to my life. I became a born-again Christian and I learned to read the Bible. So my favorite verses then was the Psalm 37, verses 3 to 6. I examined myself, did I ask God to bless me or I just did it my way? But now I said, well, Lord, maybe I made a mistake. Just give me justice vindicate me. Because when I handled that project, I told my clients that I will not be handling them for 6 months. So I was thinking I will have food on the table for my 5 kids. So what will this $50 do? You know, teaching is not a very lucrative profession. You don't earn too much there. But there was an offer. I don't know, maybe it's God's provision. I know it's God's provision, but one morning I just woke up that I wanted to go to the U.S. Embassy and try to be interviewed. I don't know what will I do, what will I say. I don't have much money in the bank. I don't have properties, but and also the expenses to apply for a visa. But that morning that I thought about it, somebody sent a messenger to me that I want that this company, you know, the Skyflakes in the Philippines, they have a plant in our hometown, and they wanted me to do a feasibility study so that they could avail for a loan. So I did it, and they paid me $20,000. So I said, oh, this is more than enough for my visa application, and the rest, God will not forsake me, will not leave me. There will be something there for my kids and me. I always steadfast. I always steadfastly cling to God since then up to now. And so when I was interviewed, they didn't ask me for anything, and they just gave me a 10-year multiple visa, 10-year multiple entry to the U.S. And then I sold myself. I sold to the university, and so they sent me to, not sold my physical body, but I sold myself, and they approve of it. They hired me as the executive director of the College of Education Foundation. Again, it's a private sector, not in within. The office is in the university, but it's not funded by the university. So that foundation sent me here, and so the rest is history. But looking back, you know, when I pray to God, and I always read this, Psalm 37:3-6, this is very effective. In fact, I very well memorized this in Tagalog. It says, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. I knew it in Tagalog. Umasa ka sa Diyos, ang mabuti gawin, at manahan kang ligtas sa lupain. Sa Diyos mo hanapin ang kaligayahan, at pangarap mo ay makakamtan. Ang iyong sarili sa Diyos mo ilagak. Kung magtiwalay, tutulungan kang ganap. Ang kabutihan mo ay magliliwanag, katulad ng araw sa tanghaling tapat. Umasa ka sa Diyos, ang mabuti gawin, at manahan kang ligtas sa lupain. Sa Diyos mo hanapin ang kaligayahan, at pangarap